Imagine you're walking down a busy street right now. If you stopped one completely random person and asked them to just empty their pockets, could you predict exactly how much loose change they have? Probably not, right? I mean, it could be absolutely nothing, or it could be a massive handful of heavy quarters. It's literally completely unpredictable. But what if I told you that while one person's pocket is a total mystery, the math of a whole crowd is perfectly, beautifully predictable? Seriously, think about it for a second. How much change is actually in your pocket right now? If we just look at you, the data is entirely random. You might have just bought a coffee with cash, or maybe you haven't even carried coins in months. But mathematically speaking, if we look at a room full of people instead of just you, that chaos suddenly, almost magically, organizes itself into a perfect pattern. And by the end of this explainer, you are going to understand exactly why this happens. We're going to unpack a massive fundamental rule called the Central Limit Theorem. You're going to understand the core concept, why data distributions literally change shape right in front of your eyes, and exactly how you can apply this mathematical secret to make sense of the real world. So let's dive right into it. To actually prove how this works, we're going to look at a classic statistics lab from OpenStax. We're going to run a little experiment. Here's our methodology. First, we randomly survey 30 classmates. Second, we record the exact values of the change in their pockets. And third, we construct a histogram, basically a bar chart, to map out our findings and calculate the sample mean and standard deviation. Simple enough, right? Okay, let's start step 1 of our lab. We're going to set our sample size to exactly 1, so n equals 1. This means we're surveying our 30 classmates individually, just one person at a time, and recording what their isolated pocket change looks like completely alone. So what do you think this graph is actually going to look like? Well, notice how the individual data is just entirely chaotic. Our histogram has bars jumping all over the place. Some people have 0 cents, someone randomly has 99 cents, others have 20. It is this uneven, flat, totally messy distribution. Calculating the sample mean and standard deviation for these single individuals just confirms exactly what we're seeing. Individuals are highly, highly variable. Now you might be asking yourself, and honestly, this is the absolutely crucial question here. What happens if we change the rules? What changes if instead of mapping out individual people, we take the average change of pairs of people? Does the chaos stick around, or does something entirely different happen? So let's escalate our lab a bit. N equals 2. Instead of recording 30 individual amounts, we are randomly surveying 30 pairs of classmates. We take the 2 amounts in their pockets, we add them together, divide by 2 to get their average, and then we record that averaged number. Now, check out the shift here. The bars are no longer completely chaotic and flat. The data is starting to pull toward the middle. If we were to draw a line over the tops of these bars, you definitely see a slightly smoother humped curve starting to form. Those really extreme highs and lows, yeah, they're beginning to vanish. Let's move to the next step and see how this really builds. We're escalating to the power of 5. So n equals 5. We are now recording the average change across 30 groups of 5 classmates. We take 5 people, average their pocket change altogether, and plot that single average right on our chart. And we do this 30 times. And wow, this brilliantly illustrates the real magic of statistics. The chaotic data has completely smoothed out into a highly centered, highly recognizable bell curve. Just by grouping 5 people together and taking their average, that unpredictable mess we saw earlier has transformed into a perfectly symmetrical mountain of data. It's pretty amazing. I really want you to stop and think about this for a second, because this is the exact discussion question from our OpenStax lab. Why did the shape of the distribution of the data change as n changed? I mean, what mathematical force is turning random individual chaos into this smooth, perfectly predictable group curve? Well, the answer is the Central Limit Theorem. This is the hidden mathematical rule governing our pocket change experiment, and frankly, it governs so much of our actual world. The Central Limit Theorem dictates that the distribution of sample averages becomes a normal distribution, that beautiful bell curve, as the sample size increases. And the crazy part? That happens regardless of what the original individual data looked like. Let's visually cement this concept. On one side, we have n equals 1. It's random, it's flat, it's totally unpredictable. But on the other side, we have n equals 5. It's a normal distribution, highly predictable, and centered right on the true average. The rule here is simple. The bigger your sample size, the tighter and more predictable that bell curve actually becomes. Let's make this even easier with a real-life analogy.
Imagine I offered you $100 right now to guess the exact amount of change in the next person's pocket who walks through the door. You'd be purely guessing, right? But if I asked you to guess the average amount of change between the next 5 people, your odds of guessing correctly, especially if you guess the historical average, go way, way up. Averaging out a group just makes predicting the outcome so much easier. Wait, this is super important. I want to make sure you truly grasp the why here. Why exactly does grouping data make it predictable? It's because grouping data smooths out the extreme outliers. Think about it. If you survey one person, they might have $5 in quarters. That is a massive outlier. But if you group them with 4 people who have absolutely 0 cents, well, that extreme outlier suddenly gets diluted into a much smaller, much more normal average.
So the crucial takeaways from our lab are super clear. First, individual data, when n equals 1, is highly random and rarely forms a smooth curve. Second, the averages of groups, like when n equals 5, will reliably start to form a normal bell-shaped curve. And third, as your sample size increases, your predictability increases right along with it. The chaos literally disappears. Now, let's actually connect this to your reality. Where else does the central limit theorem hide in your daily life? Honestly, it's everywhere. It's the very reason insurance companies can predict group healthcare costs, even if individual health is a total wildcard. It's exactly how city planners predict average traffic flow. It's how quality control works in massive factories. So, the next time you see random chaos, ask yourself, what happens if I just zoom out and look at the group? That's it for this explainer. Keep this fundamental principle in mind because we're going to be relying on it heavily in our next statistical